Hello everyone and welcome to your show Beyond the Crafts. This is your host Abdulaziz Darwish. As usual, we share with you about the untold stories about our distinguished guests because we consider them our stars for today. They are creating something from their own hands and the result is more amazing and even more unique. We're gonna film in their studios, in their workshops, in their location and even in their places, and we're gonna know more about their stories because they were gonna share with us about their journey, how they transform from a hobby to be a profession, about who's supporting them, and about what that makes this profession more unique for them. And today, as you already gonna know about the ceramics, so they were gonna interview Manar Al-Rashid. She was gonna sharing with us about her journey doing the ceramics, why she liked this profession a lot, and how she created this masterpiece to be like something we can use it in our daily life. So to know more, please watch us.
Manar Al-Rashid is a shining example of Kuwaiti talent and creativity. A wife, mother, and proud business owner, she found her true passion in ceramic making after exploring various hobbies. Her love for clay led her to seek expertise and training beyond Kuwait, refining her craft. Manar's shop is a vibrant tribute to Kuwaiti heritage, adorned with decorations inspired by old Kuwaiti homes and featuring unique pieces that highlight Kuwaiti pots and cultural icons. She takes pride in using only the finest materials, including organic clay from Italy, free of heavy metals and food-safe colors, ensuring her creations are both beautiful and safe.
Actually, a few years ago, I was looking for something to like fill in a void in my time, and I did experience some kind of art like making glass, pouring resin, drawing, and pottery. So for some reason, I really felt connected to the medium of clay, and that's why I'm here today. So I did practice playing music for a while. I do also love pottery and did write pottery for a while, even longer than playing music. But because of the nature of my study, being an engineer, and I did complete my master's degree also in electrical engineering, and alhamdulillah for having a family and having 4 kids, so I'm Nasser. I didn't have really time to practice a lot of my favorite hobbies. So as I mentioned, because I did try few things, I just felt so connected to the clay itself, and it made me feel different while doing it. And actually, I miss it if I didn't do it on a regular basis. So that made me consider to make it like my main hobby. Initially, I took some courses that taught me basic information about how to center the clay, how to open the clay, and so on, and how also to deal with the wheel. Then I was self-taught for a few months. There is a lot of material on the net that you can like teach yourself from. And accordingly, I stayed for a whole year just working on myself throughout classes in Kuwait, abroad, and online. So I started 6 years ago, and watching a lot of artists in this field made me actually develop a way of translating my emotions into ceramics. And it was always in my mind that I want the piece to speak my name and speak my feelings. And that's how I came up with a Kuwaiti theme that talks and touch base on Kuwaiti culture, our history, and gives you that vibes. So in my nature, I'm an experimental person. So I did try a lot of clay types, and I did import different kind of clay types from the beginning. So I did use clay from USA, from UK, from China, and also I tried from local stores their clay. Eventually, I did try the Italian clay, and I fell in love with it, like the texture and the outcome, the results of it. on top of that, I did actually tested it here in Kuwait. So I did bought few equipments that made me able to test if we put liquid or food inside these kind of pots, they are not contaminated with any heavy metals or have any kind of hazardous materials that can come into these to the content of that pot. Like everybody else, you would really like to feel safe when you eat your food, when you drink your water. And because we know that we have a lot of artificial content in our food, in our like pots that we use on a daily basis, it was really important to find a healthy and safe product that I can use and my family use without having or being worried about what it can cause on the long run on our health. Actually, my family don't care about that. I do, because I work in this field. And since I started doing pottery, it's been forbidden to eat or drink from pots that I didn't do myself. Actually, it's a passion. It's my main passion. It's not my main career. I have a career and I love my career. Yet I can see a huge future that can grow with time with this passion. Well, I have a motto that you always have time. And I really believe that 24 hours is more than enough to do everything that you want to do. So I really don't find a justification for someone that says there's no time. So to me, if I can do it, then you can. So my husband did it while he was younger. My youngest two children did try it with me. So I gave them actually a session to do it, and they had fun with it. My eldest children, they were more interested in the business side of it. So they were interested into how can we help you in the shop and how can we handle customers more than being in this, into learning into the skill by itself. So my biggest support in this journey was my family and my friends, for sure. Being the first one in the family that has a shop and made it into a business made me sometimes feel with all the love and the care that I have around me alone. So for you, I would say it's you are your own cheerleader. So I would say that I've been my own cheerleader in some difficult, lonely times with all the love that was around me. There are times that you feel that you will not be able to connect with your emotions and thoughts with anybody but yourself. So, of course, my family and my friends were always there and always there till now. Yet, I also internally try to support myself all the way. So one of the main aspects that pottery gave me, or skills we may say, is teaching me how to be patient and also teaching me the art of letting go. You don't get attached to the piece that you made. If you tried pottery, it's a nature, it's human nature. When you do something with your hands, you feel like part of your emotions are into that. So when it gets destroyed or broken, you just feel sorry for it. So doing it frequently will teach you that you will never grow without having mistakes and without letting go the piece that you have originally made. And that's what made me able to sell my pieces, because before I was so attached to them that I want all of them in my home. I think it made me look into pots in a different way. Like whenever I go to a restaurant right now or to a co-op to buy something, even if I don't want to buy the piece, I just take it, touch it, feel it, look at the glaze, turn it over, and have a sense of the maker. Who made it? How is it made this way? Was it a good make or a bad one? So it made me more attention to the details of things that I wasn't like having any attention for before. One piece that I really loved, and I made only one piece of it, and I have it in my car. It's a car hanger that's shaped like qatra, because I really love like the tradition, the Kuwaiti style tradition, and I was trying to use the styles of clothing that we use in different kind of pottery pieces. So I did make a psalter with the traditional clothing, and I made a vase with the traditional dishdasha clothing. Yet for some reason it was always hanging in my mind, what can I do with qatra? I want to do a piece with that. So I thought about a lamp, and suspending qatra on a lamp was a difficult issue. Like I couldn't solve that. I need like maybe a mechanical engineer to help me with that. Yet it was, because it was just bothering me, like I want to do it very, I was very keen to do it. So I made it like a small hanger for the car. And I made only one piece. Well, my first set of dishes I made for myself from a very special clay. It was speckled clay that came specifically from US, and I didn't bought from that clay again. So that was my set, and it was so, it has a very nice effect under glazing. So yes, I kept it for myself. This is the first challenge that I faced, is not knowing how to start or where to start from. So I took it systematically, and let's say from a scientific point of view, we need to do a study. Then to study the business, to study the market, and if it works or not, or doesn't work. Then look for the proper place, fund the project, and all of these, even the decoration, all of these, actually the steps themselves I wasn't familiar with. So identifying what need to be done was a struggle by itself. Then going into the journey, starting with the decoration, let's say. Now, as an engineer, you know that you do timelines and project line and critical path, and this doesn't work in reality. Like when you work with companies, things happen, technical issues happen, and delays happen. So there have been delays in the decoration contract. Then there have been delays in the importing these equipments from abroad, according to what's happening now in the region. So yeah, it's been a while that we were not settled, to be honest. Like I've been struggling here and there from February till, let's say, August, and then everything came up together. So the most rewarding aspect in ceramic and being a ceramic maker is hearing the feedback of the customers of a piece, their admiration of how it looks, and after usage, what they're feeling in using these kind of pieces. So I do several items. There are items that are inspired by our heritage and our background as Kuwaitis. And I'll give you very simple examples. Like one of the examples is, I think everybody knows bestoog al-achar, which is a big pot that you can do pickles, that you can make pickles in. So I made it on a smaller version that you can use it in gargaan. And also, since we are looking to have healthier ways of living, I specialized in making water pots. So selecting the proper clay for water pots, testing it, and doing a wide version of styles, sizes, also that reflects Kuwait culture, had a hint of Kuwait scenes, like the water towers, Kuwait towers, the old Kuwaiti flag, even the patterns of Sadu. Because I do admire the patterns of Sadu too much, I really feel like it's kind of educational to transfer the names of these patterns and the colors and how do they look even in ceramic, not only in fabric. One of my main goals is to grow toward promoting mental well-being through making specific courses, designed courses for workers in organizations and institutes, in NGOs, to make it culturally accepted, to understand the need of that, and to embrace the benefits of it. So initially, let's describe the types of clay in the ceramic world. It is different, it's various. Yet we have three main types of clay, which are earthenware, stoneware, and porcelain. And this is in general, like it's not about Italian or British or a USA clay. These are the main categories of clay. When we talk if it's Italian or British, it means that the source of clay is from that land, either from the land. From the name, you can identify that the differences of clay is from the source of mud. Where did that mud came from? Is it from stone? Is it from the earth? Is it from paper? Is it from bone? Because there is bone clay, paper clay. So the world of clay is too wide. Yet, when I selected the Italian clay, is just as I mentioned before, because I am an experimental person, I did experiment more than one type of clay, and I loved the finishing texture of this clay and the results, like the final result that comes out of the kiln, how soft, smooth, and how well it absorbs glaze. Like in general, the differences between these three kinds of clays are not many, but we can specify them. One of them is the level of elasticity of each type. The second would be the temperature of firing this clay, if it's low temperature, medium, or high. Also, the composition of each type of clay differs from one to another. Well, I'm happy to say that we have main tools that they don't really cost much, and they are available on all libraries. And the main tools that we use is a sponge, a rib tool, a plastic rib tool, and a metal rib tool, and a wooden rib tool. Also, we can use the wire to cut the piece from the wheel head. We also can use for trimming specific rectangle shape and rounded shape head tools. When you get to know this hobby more deeper, then you will have preferences and you will have a favorite tool. So as I said before, I love my hobby, and you know, when you say this is the Rolls Royce of tools, and there is in this hobby kind of tools that are made from specific metal, shaped very well, sharpened very well, that you can ease your work in the pieces of clay. Actually, I have ordered all my materials, my colors, my tools from outside Kuwait. Because they are really not available here in Kuwait, and I'm a little bit adventurous in trying stuff. So I like to look for specific artists that they have their own range of tools, and I'd like to try them and use them. And most of the artists that I follow and I admire their work are Americans. Definitely, the workshops in Kuwait are totally different than the workshop that I took outside Kuwait. The workshops that I took in Kuwait are more of basics teaching. They teach you your basic learning requirement for using the wheel and how to center the piece. Yet I seeked for a different kind of training, like an advanced training. One of my main instructors that I have took courses with is Eric Landon from Copenhagen. He's a well-famous artist, teacher, and designer. The machines that we use is the wheel for making pots on the wheel, of course. And there is another technique which is hand built, that you can use only the roller on the table. So if you are interested in trying clay for the first time, I would suggest that you would use like the roller on the table. And it can be done easily at home. So one of the main steps that I do before choosing the materials is to communicate with the manufacturers, and that ensures that the materials are safe and eco-friendly. Also, I read a lot about the materials before thinking about them, and while selecting the types of glazes, the types of clays that I would like to purchase and use. First step to do is wedging the clay to get rid of all the air bubbles inside, to keep the consistency of the clay moisture throughout all the clay. And let's always remember that clay has memory. So all the steps that we do, from wedging the clay till rolling it on the wheel and opening it, is just putting new memory in that clay. Next, after wedging, so we center the clay on the wheel, first fitting it so that it doesn't move or fly away. Then we center it, open it, and then pull the wall. Like if I have a certain feeling about something, I might decide to design a sculpture or a piece that I can hang on the wall, not necessarily to sell. So inspiration can come from different sources. So my advice for new learners is never be afraid from making mistakes. So mistakes makes you grow, and you will never learn if you don't make mistakes. Most of my students, the ones that come in inspiring to learn something about clay, the first obstacle that they face is they are so keen to get a piece that they are so afraid to put a piece together, and you can feel their tension in their hands, their tension in their mind. And the main objective of trying clay is to relax and enjoy, touch base with your inner child and play with clay, and you will amaze yourself with what you can get. So main mistakes of the beginners are not following the steps properly. Like there are very specific, straightforward steps that you can make them systematically, one by one. And if you missed one in the middle, you might miss up. And one of the major steps that the beginners mess up with is putting a lot of water on clay. So the clay will melt down throughout the process of making a piece. And when they start with a 500 grams for say, they will end up with maybe 200 or something like that. I offer different kind of courses in my workshops. One of them is we have like the walk-in, which is the experience for the people who have never used or tried pottery before. Then we have for beginners a full course, then intermediate and advanced. So one of the main challenges that I do for the ones who want to register for the intermediate class, to make them center blindfolded. Simply because if you don't know how to center without looking at the piece all the time, you will not be able to continue the intermediate class, which will teach you how to make a teapot. The quality of the piece, any ceramic piece, is totally dependent on the maker. Yet the longevity of the piece is dependent on the clay type and the temperature, the right temperature of firing the clay. So two ceramists can use the same type of clay. One of them is professional, will get a professional finish, and the other one will not get a professional finish. Yet when they fire them, the one that didn't get a professional finish fired it to the right temperature. It will give his piece longevity, yet he will not maintain the aesthetic look of the piece. While if you fire it the wrong way, it will not last long. That's why when we talk when I talk about my product, and specifically my water product, which is my specialty, I do give warranty of 10 years of use without having it affected of like if it was used properly and cleaned properly upon the instruction that we give to the client, then you can keep the quality and longevity of the piece. So there is an art which called, I think if I'm not wrong, kintsugi. It's a Japanese art that is specialized in mending broken pieces, broken pots with gold. I didn't practice this art, I didn't learn this art, but this is a very special art that teaches you that even broken pots can be even better and look better and have more value after mending them with gold. So starting a ceramic business is fun. So go on, take the journey, keep learning. It's art by itself, so there is no one way to do things. Create your own way and reflect yourself in your pieces.
Dear viewers, I hope you enjoyed our episode for today. Today we are very delighted to interview our distinguished guest Manar and Al-Rashid, that we call it the one who are interested and even their profession about the ceramics. So you already dedicating to us about, we call it bastug. You know what's the meaning of bastug? It's something, a case to keep all the spices inside this place to make it more quality. So I hope you enjoyed our episode, and on behalf of our show, we'd like to send our greetings to her. I hope you enjoyed our episode. See you next time with more amazing episode. Have a good day.